Welcome to Daisha Breedlove Presents. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. So my guest today, he's a filmmaker, he is a director, he's a producer, and he is a content creator named Kenny Pettis. KP, nice to meet you. Welcome.
What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Thank you for having me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I was just telling you earlier, I'm never on this side because I'm always, we got a little show myself and I'm always talking and asking questions. And it's a little bit more chill when you're doing that as opposed to over here, but we'll see.
No, it's true. You're doing a lot of amazing things.
Yeah,
right? Well, that's why I wanted to have you on the show because you're always, like I said, producing and directing and doing your stuff for your brand. But I'm like, let's actually sit him down and see what's up with him.
I never get to talk about me.
Exactly.
Nobody cares.
No, you're doing a lot of amazing things. So I couldn't wait to catch up with you. Yes. All right. So welcome. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay. Let's learn more about KP. All right. So you are originally from Detroit.
Yeah. When have you been?
I'm actually from Indiana, but I've never been to Detroit. No.
It's like right there. It's like a hop, jump, and a skip.
I seen it on 8 Mile though. I mean, is it like similar to that?
That's crazy.
Is it similar?
It still is pretty. It's interesting. It's getting better though, but it's still, Detroit is. Yeah. It's a little tough out there, y'all.
Did you live on one of the miles?
I did. I'm from 6 Mile.
Okay.
Rosedale Park. Shout out Rosedale Park. But, middle class area, really nice neighborhood. But if you cross over into 7 Mile, it get real crazy.
Right. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for telling me.
That's it. Once you cross it, sometimes you hit another different mile. You go 7 Mile, 8 Mile. It get a little rough.
So the movie was true?
Oh, very much so.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So you're from 6 Mile. Okay. So when did you get to LA? And then what originally even sparked that dream and move to come here?
I always knew I was going to come to LA. Like I always knew, wanting to do film. Back then, California was the only place to go. It was the only place. And my thing was, at one point, Detroit was supposed to be getting a bunch of different studios, like at least 2 film studios they were going to build. So I'm in college. I'm like, okay, cool. When they get these studios, I can get into one of those, start off as a PA, work my way up.
Yeah.
And then I'll be, on the ground level with the production companies. Something happened with those and they shut them down. They didn't even get built. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm out. It's time for me to go.
Right.
Because I've already hit the ceiling in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I was, went to Western Michigan University, done everything I could do out there. When I felt like one of the biggest people in the city, I'm like, it's time for me to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? So 2011, I remember, first of all, shout out to Antonio. I don't know where he is, but I found a place to rent. Also, when you don't know anything about LA, you don't know where to stay.
Yeah. You don't. There's so many. You might end up in the wrong part.
You might end up in the wrong. And that was my fear. Because all you do is watch LA movies.
Yes.
And everything looks like trouble.
Right.
And so I'm like, you know what? I just know I need to stay close to Hollywood. So I end up finding this spot on Craigslist that was in North Hollywood, room for rent. Talked to the dude, Antonio. I was like, bro, I don't know when.
Right, but I'm coming.
I'm coming. And he was like, if you're serious, I'll hold the room for you. Antonio held that room for me for like 4 months.
Wow.
And I remember January 2011, I got my ticket, told my pops, I'm like, I'm leaving to LA next week. I'm out. 2011, January, I came out here, been here ever since.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And you came in?
I came about, I think 2017.
Right.
Because I met you when I was visiting.
Absolutely, which was way before 2017.
Wow.
And you were, like I was going to say.
2015?
I think so. It had to be because I was.
You was at that house?
At the house, at the Fresh Prince crib, And it was about 2015. And I was going to say, you're probably one of the few people from that era that I even still know and communicate with. Because LA, people are here today, gone tomorrow. They don't last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you might see them like, damn, I didn't know you were still out here because they've shifted gears into a whole different, what I mean, lifestyle or whatever the case may be.
And that house was a party house.
That was a party house. Okay. But you know what was so crazy about that house? That was another crib. That's after I left the first house where I stayed at. Craigslist was very helpful back then. And I moved into that house. And that house, what was so crazy about it, it was me and 3 other roommates, and they already all knew each other, and they were like big time
Yeah.
Meth dealers.
Oh, wait. I
You
wasn't
didn't know that.
expecting you to
I
say that.
know.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Big time meth dealer. Like, I had no idea.
Wow.
So with me living there, it was new. It was eye opening.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it was a big house in a big
It was a
neighborhood.
big house, big Northridge crib, nice, super nice house, and
Yeah.
I was like the only one really taking care of it because they were so busy being met out.
Right.
They was on their Breaking Bad.
Wow.
I had to take care of everything.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just
Oh
here.
my goodness.
But I loved it there because they were also really cool and they knew I wasn't in that world.
Yeah.
So they knew not to bring, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
not to mess with my guests with that. Not,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? None of that kind of stuff. But they were cool. But that just wasn't my vibe. But anyway, yeah, you still here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too many people from back in that era like that, you know what I mean? But
wow.
you know.
Wow. That was a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We go back, man. Definitely. And look how far you've came.
Oh, I'm coming.
Yes, you've done, but yeah, I'm seeing you doing so many amazing things, you know, and I guess we both just kind of crossed paths when we were initially just coming to LA.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so much has changed since then. LA has changed since then.
LA has definitely changed since then.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know how to gauge it after really, I don't know.
Right.
But it's definitely changing.
It has. Yes, definitely. Okay, so my next question is, so when you arrived in LA, did you have a clear vision of where you wanted your career to go, or did that direction kind of evolve as opportunity kind of presented themselves?
It definitely evolved because I didn't know much. Came out here, I didn't know anybody. All I knew was I wanted to be a director. I didn't know the proper way to go about it. I just knew I had to figure it out. You know, I know I need to meet people,
right?
And I need to create.
Yeah.
Excuse me, coming out here without any equipment, it's tough to create.
Yeah.
Not knowing anybody, you don't know how to network.
Right.
So I'm on Craigslist and I'm just taking any kind of production opportunities I can at that time, you know, just anything so I can learn more. That's when I also learned more about producing.
Yeah.
You know, because people don't really know, they probably do now, but at that time, you don't really know what a producer does. Producing is a lot of work goes into producing. And I was able to kind of, you know, piggyback and shadow a producer. You know, my other roommate back then, he was a barber and he was cutting somebody who was a producer back then. His name was Aaron. And Aaron was, you know, he was doing some things in producing. So he was like, just come with me. You can work as a PA, shadow me. And I learned a lot from him on producing. So I'm like, okay, I want to direct and produce. I've been producing already back in college doing a bunch of different things and different projects. I already know how to do that.
Right.
And it's just, you know, figuring it out as time progresses and just keep, you know, meeting people and networking, which is a big deal.
Yeah,
that matters.
Is. And speaking of producing, so based on what you've learned and experienced so far, what would you kind of classify for those who don't really understand what the role of a producer consists of? Like, what would that consist of to you?
Producer is literally the producer is the one who puts everything together. Everything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So figuring out they hiring the crew, the cast, figuring out the budget, because there are different tiers of producers as well. So, you know, depending on what kind of producer you are, depends on what job you're going to have.
Right.
Overall, you know, executive producers, you know, they finance. Associate producers have some kind of credit. You have different. There's a couple different ones, but they are the ones who really get the show going.
Got it.
Get everything operating. A lot of the business falls on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it takes a special kind of person to produce and produce well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jerry Bruckheimer's a great producer. Spielberg's a great producer.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele and so forth and so forth. But it's a lot of work. Even like this show.
Yeah.
You produce this. You know what I mean? With the homies here. You know, y'all produce.
Right.
You have to put all that together. You got to find the talent.
Yeah.
You got to figure out the scheduling.
Right.
You got to come up with the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to do your own producing.
Yes.
As opposed to like Oprah. Oprah will pull up and they have all that produced for her.
Right.
She's the talent. But producing, especially on your own, it's a lot of work.
Well, we were just having that conversation. I was like, well, actually, you are a producer as well. I was like, wait, I'm a producer?
Yeah.
That's I'm like, okay, well, since you said it like that, I'm like, I guess I am a producer.
You are, for sure.
As well. Okay. Amazing. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because, like you said, a lot of people don't really understand.
They didn't, and I didn't.
Yeah, what that role actually consists of. Okay, so my next question is, let's get into the things that you have built. So when you look back at building Sketch House, which is something that you created, that's also amazing. What's one key lesson you learned early on about leadership and working with other creatives, as well as what is Sketch House for those who don't really know about it?
Sketch House was something myself and my homie, my frat bro, Brandon Morrison, who also went to Western with me. He's a Sigma as well.
Wow.
You know, we're a duo. We're a directing, producing duo. And we've been doing so since college. So when we came out here, we always had the same goal, was to still direct and produce.
Right.
You know, but we end up moving in together. So at that point in time, social media was really taking off. And we're like, well, we have this hub, which is our home. I'm already shooting content here. Other people are coming here to shoot with me. What if we monetize that and turn that into something bigger, a creator hub? We were really one of the first creator houses, because after that you start seeing more different bigger houses and things like that. We were really like one of the first. Myself, Brandon, Jahan, CT, Big Ja, Daisha Frost, who's cracking right now, and so forth and so forth. We were like that main hub where we would open our doors and let people come shoot on a specific day, which was like Thursday. Thursday, it would be about 25 people in our house. People shooting in the living room, bedroom, out in the front yard, backyard. I remember one time we were shooting a skit. You know, we had like fake guns and everything. They called the SWAT team on us.
Oh my goodness.
The neighbors called the SWAT because they were like, well, what's going on? There's black people outside with these guns. And, you know,
it's looking too real.
We just shooting. We just, you know what I mean? So that was something that became very lucrative for us, but it also taught us a lot of lessons on how to manage creators, how to deal with brands, because that was like our first time really starting to work with prominent brands at that time, and bringing them influencers and figuring out price ranges and just how to go about shooting content for brands and things of that magnitude.
Right.
So it taught me a huge lesson of what I still do today when I'm doing social media management and also helping out different other creators and things of that magnitude. Is just, you know, figuring out timing, which was a big thing on time management.
Yeah.
And how to, you know, stay, how can I say it? Because you burn out. Stay consistent. Consistent is the main thing, without burning out.
Right.
Without going crazy.
Exactly.
Because that happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
Right. It's true.
And you have to take breaks.
Yeah. You got to maintain self-care as well while you're still being consistent.
Has that ever happened to you?
Absolutely. We were just talking about self-care the episode before this, which you guys definitely got to stay tuned for as well. But yeah, you know, self-care is a priority, you know, but you can't, without self-care, you're not even able to be present in any field that you're doing. So I wanted to, you know, point that out, because it's like, yeah, you want to be consistent, but you have to try to find that balance between self-care and building consistency, and whatever consistency what that looks like to you. You know, it could be weekly, it could be bi-weekly, monthly, whatever your kind of definition of consistency. And you are consistent.
I try to be.
You are consistent.
I try to be. But
so whatever you're doing is working, KP.
You know, it's tough, though. It's tough, especially as a creator, when people expect you to always drop something and come up with something. It becomes, it's tough after a while, too, because so many ideas have been done.
Yeah.
Just like producing this, you got to deal with people's schedules, especially when you're shooting with other people.
Because I definitely have to deal with your schedule.
You got to deal with my schedule. Yeah, you know, and I don't even have nothing cracking like that, like at the moment. But it's still, and you can get irritated to a degree from it. You can get burnt out from it. You can get mentally overwhelmed. I think that's a big thing with a lot of creators. They become extremely overwhelmed.
Exactly.
And don't know from there how to move forward.
Right.
And then you start seeing a lot of them fall off.
Yeah.
Because it's too much for them.
Yes. And like you said, if you take a break, if you need to take a break, take a break. You know, and that way you can actually show up as your best self instead of burning out. Because if you're like half full, you know, you're not going to be able to show up how you really want to show up. So if you got to take a break, I'm happy pointing that out.
I will.
Exactly.
I've taken it this year most of the time. I've taken a couple different breaks in between just to recharge.
Myself as well. We actually I took a 6-month break from the show. We actually just started back last month.
See?
So
we're taking a break from our show right now. It was because it was a lot.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot.
But people don't know, like people who consume your content or anyone else's content and just watching, they expect you to always be on and to always be, why is she not shooting? Why is she not doing it? Why is she not doing it? Do you know how much time and mental capacity it takes? Oh,
Yes,
it's a lot, y'all.
Like, are you human? Like, no,
it's a lot.
it is a lot. Okay, so that's amazing. So yes, Sketch House, that was definitely, like you said, you guys started that.
Yeah.
You were the few first to actually even kick that off, which is amazing.
And then you look up and you start seeing all different kind of creator houses.
Yeah.
Some people even came to Sketch House, moved out to another city, got their own cribs cracking. Okay, I've done seen it.
Oh man.
No credit.
No, you know what? You a mess.
None.
Oh my goodness, KP, you a mess. Anyway, like shout out to Sketch House.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sketch House.
Thank you. We used to, yeah.
Oh man. All right. So okay, my next question is because I know we got a schedule. We're not gonna keep you here too long. He's a hot mess. All right. So your sketches connect with people because they feel relatable, you know, like the skits that you write, you know, and they're culturally sharp, you know. So where do your ideas actually spark from? You know, they come from like real conversations or something else that you actually observed?
Real conversations, my own day-to-day.
Or experience,
experiences, somebody else's experience, but it's always basically, you know, people I'm around, my group of individuals, we, you know, stories they tell, situations they've been in, stuff I see, stuff we deal with. I try to keep things, you know, somewhat relatable to a degree where it's like, man, I know somebody like that, or I've seen that happen before. Because it hits different. It hits better with the audience. And I kind of also get that from a great producer, Judd Apatow. Super Bad, and you know what I mean, different things that he's done. That's the kind of stuff that he puts out, or you know, relatability of comedy. You know, just more, you know, down to earth. I'm not a big over the top type of comedic storyteller for skits, at least. So I'm like, if I can keep things grounded and just go off of things that I've had to deal with, or that I've seen, or you might tell me a story about something. I'm like, damn, that's funny, yo. That's funny. That's a skit. And I'll be like, yeah, that's a skit. And I'll think of it and we'll do it. Even like, I think when we were shooting, if there was something that I don't have written out or planned, but I'm sitting and I'm watching people talk, or I'm watching something happen, or I see something, I'm like, that's funny.
That's an idea.
Let's do that right now. How can I do it? How can we make it work? What's the punch? What's the beginning, middle, and then I'll take it from that.
Wow.
You know, real life.
Yeah, that's how you do it, real life, like you said, because people can relate to it.
They can relate.
You know, that's why I think.
What kind of comedy stuff do you normally?
Well, I think, like you said, that's what makes it so funny. The stuff that I like relatable stuff as well. So, and I love how, you know, this is about you and you're asking me questions.
Yeah, don't we want to?
Oh my goodness. But no, I like the sketches that we actually just did. If you guys have not got a chance to check it out, me and KP actually did a couple of sketches that were funny as well. And like you said, it's stuff that you see every day. So I like the real stuff to where it's like, okay, that's what actually make it funny. He's like, because I've seen that happen, or I heard about that.
It could happen.
Yeah. So I like the relatable stuff as well. So yeah, keep doing that.
I will try.
That was a lot of fun. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my next question is, now as we mentioned, you successfully moved between digital first comedy and now traditional filmmaking. So when did you actually realize and know that you wanted to be taken seriously as a narrative filmmaker and not just a content creator?
I think being overlooked for opportunity as a filmmaker was a few times, even like within my own circles.
Really?
Like, oh, y'all don't see me as how I see me.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? I'm sitting around, I'm talking about TV and film all the time. I'm talking about the art. I'm talking about different ideas, but people only see me as the skit guy or, you know, the content creator,
right?
Which is crazy. And I mean, even in my own circle at times.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, okay, so it's time for me to show y'all a little bit more. And it takes time out here. It's not that, you know, it's easy to shoot, you know, a short film or a feature film, but it's not, because of course budgeting and things of that magnitude. But you know, with technology now, it makes things a little bit easier. So I'm like, you know, it's time for me to shift gears and show people what I'm capable of on that level.
Wow.
And probably like the past 3 years, I've really been hitting the ground running myself and and my guy Brandon and Jason Martin Problem, we've just been turning it up on production on things. I've done
Wow.
2 short films, maybe like what 4 movies now. We just wrapped one that we I guess we'll get into at some point. But I
Yeah.
just knew it was time, you know, and to let individuals know that that's what I've been here for. Because originally I wasn't even going to start doing social media and content creating,
Skits and
skits
yeah.
or anything. I was behind the camera. I was actually helping some people with their skits and shooting them and editing them for them. And it wasn't until Brandon moved out here when he was like, bro, why don't you just do that too? You was doing it back
Right.
at school.
And you are
you can
funny,
do it. Yeah, he's
obviously.
like,
We
yeah, he
know
was like,
that.
you funny. I was like, all right, cool. So then I started doing it, and then that started garnishing attention. I was like,
Right.
okay. But I always knew like I gotta get to what I've been here for.
Yeah.
Whatever it's always been my, you know,
Right.
my dream to do.
Wow, amazing. Well, you are good at that too. You know, it's different sides to you, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, you can do that, but like you said, you got to stay focused
Yep.
on the main goal. That's amazing. And like you said, you just wrapped up a couple of films. Before we go on to the next question, tell us about the films you just wrapped up.
So I just shot a film called Play Cousins. Brandon wrote and directed it. Myself and Jason Martin, aka Problem, who's a rapper from LA, great rapper, one of the best of all time.
Mhm.
We just finished. It's a comedy. It's also produced by DeMar DeRozan, who plays in the NBA. It's great. Great hooper. Shout out DeMar. We just wrapped that probably, what is it? When are we in now? October. Wrapped in October, and it's still, you know, post-production,
Yeah.
which is in right now. So
Yeah.
it's going to be released next year. Great time.
Nice.
Great times. Nothing better than doing projects with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I think that's another one of my goals, and something that another person, Judd Apatow, does. He uses the same people, and he does a lot of different things with
Right.
his crew
Right.
of individuals.
Right.
Just make things fun.
Yeah.
When you're winning with your people.
It's true. It is
winning
true.
with your folks.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So we shot that, and it's looking great. Expecting great things for it when it comes out, and then now just on to the next, which is what we're figuring out now.
Amazing. Well, congrats. We cannot wait to check it out. And again, I will tag all of KP's information so you guys could keep up with him and all the stuff he's doing. Okay, so we got a couple more questions before we let you leave today. All right, so as we mentioned, you've gone from viral comedy to directing films and being in rooms with a lot of major celebrities. Now you're on red carpets. You're doing a lot of stuff. So what has been your biggest wow moment so far? Like, you know what? I'm really doing this.
First of all, I interviewed on the carpet Jamie Lee Curtis the other day, and I don't get starstruck. I've met so many, I don't, but it was something, I don't know what happened. It was just something about her being right in my face like this and being so cool. And I'm like, I love you, Jamie. Like that. Like I was like, Jamie with Netflix, and I'm, you know, it was
right.
It was a little bit much for me, but that was a solid moment for me because I'm a huge fan of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
But I think for me, watching my film Suckers, we did a screening. It was like, I think the first screening, because we did another movie, Lovers and Friends. We did have a screening for that. That was a big moment, but I didn't write it, but I co-directed it with Brandon. But I wrote Suckers. So writing that, acting in it, and co-directing with Brandon, and watching that at the premiere that we had, for me, that was a moment that I was like, okay, I'm on the right path. People are laughing. Afterwards, people are telling me how they feel.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, this is letting me know to keep going. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Keep going, and that that the journey that I've been on is making sense, and the path that God is creating is aligning for me to continue on. That was a big moment for me.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, congrats to that.
Thank you,
amazing. And you didn't invite me to the premiere?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you'll be at that next one. And our next movies too. Be ready.
Yes.
Because you can act. I don't know if y'all know she can act.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, we did a couple skits. It was a lot of fun.
But don't you want to be in?
Of course I do, KP.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
send me
know.
the information.
She knows she can act.
Yeah, no, I do also love acting as well.
What genre would you prefer to be in if you could choose, like right now, like to get picked up?
I would say drama.
Drama? Like
Yes.
a thriller?
Not a thriller.
Or like drama?
I would say drama, because I'm a Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, so I feel all the feels very deeply. Yeah, so you might not know too much about the signs, but basically, not to get too much into it, I feel feelings very deeply. So based on like the context of the script, I can actually put myself in the position of where that character is actually going through. You know, I can somehow, I don't know, just make it relatable, and it just hits me deeply. So I do really love drama, but I'm actually open.
Yeah.
You know, thrillers, I don't know. It kind of depends if the opportunity
Like a thriller,
presents, but yeah, it depends
that
what type.
Taraji Tyler Perry movie was like a thriller.
Okay.
Did you see that one? Where she was stuck at the bank?
Yes. Okay. So that one actually was good.
Not like a horror, but like thrillers.
Okay.
Like Tubi puts out a lot of thrillers.
Right.
Where the girl's after the guy, and it's all different kind of, you know, those are thrillers.
Right.
Those are big right now.
Yeah.
You know.
So, well, thrillers, okay, if you say it like that, then I would be open to that. Yeah, but like horror,
no,
I don't know about horror. It's not really my thing.
I get it.
I don't like being scared.
I feel you.
I don't like being scared. Yeah, but no, definitely, I'm looking forward to, you know, stay tuned for that, y'all. So,
yeah,
you know,
2026, you'll definitely be in some stuff.
Absolutely. Sure. Okay. All right. So we're gonna kind of wrap this up. But we got a couple more questions, KP. All right, because we're flowing. All right, so as someone who's deeply connected in this industry, what do you think separates creatives who stay relevant long term versus those who do not?
You said it earlier, consistency.
Okay.
You know, people fall off from not continuing to be consistent, and also knowing when it's time to reinvent yourself. You know, because you may be doing the same kind of content for 5 years and it's been working, and then that content starts to suffer and you don't know how to shift gears into something else, whatever the new trends are, or whatever you're actually trying to do, or how to get to that next level. And so people kind of end up falling off by the wayside with that. And then also, like you said, consistency. That's the main key, is being consistent. I mean, just staying on top of whatever kind of schedule you create, however you go about doing whatever you're doing, content-wise, or whatever the case may be. Is, you know, sometimes it's an overnight kind of success, but it is very rare. You have to stay at it.
Keep building.
Keep building. I've watched people who I'm extremely proud of be consistent the whole time. Like, example, even though he was already cracking when I met him, but like Leon Thomas, you know, who I know, he was already Leon Thomas, but he was behind the scenes on the music, but he kept being consistent to the megastar that he is now in R&B. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I was looking at a text that you sent me. I think it was about a year ago. Do I want to do a shoot with him? And I said, who is that?
Oh my! You see what I'm saying?
And now I'm hearing his music everywhere.
Cracking everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. That's what I'm saying. You know, and saying I can name a couple of my homies who I'm extremely proud of, who were just consistent into the fact that now they've reached a certain plateau, and the sky's the limit.
Yeah, like you said, it's not an overnight thing.
It's not.
It's not an overnight thing. So success can sometimes shift priorities. Okay, so how would you say your growth in the industry has changed the way you approach relationships in personal life?
You can't help everyone. Is my takeaway out of all these years of being out here. I'm a super people pleaser.
Yeah.
I'm the guy people know they can go to when they need help. Resources.
Yeah.
They know, like, you know, Kenny will be there. Kenny will help us. Kenny will put us in whatever different positions or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And you can't help everyone. My grandma used to say that all the time. You can't help everyone, and everyone who smiles in your face isn't your friend. And a city like LA, there's nothing more truer than that. You know what I mean? A lot of people are around you or will surround themselves around you because of what you can do for them, who you're connected to, what they think you have or can do, and it's not genuine. So on my journey, I'm still working on it. I'm still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so nice, and I see so much potential in people at a time that I just want to give, and I want to help, and I realize I can't keep doing that because people will use you up.
They will.
And will use you, and you will go around you for your resources and your network, and then will leave you out. I've been left out a lot of times. And be looking like, damn, and since I'm so nice, I don't say anything. But now I'm getting to a point where it's like, hey, what you...
No,
Hey,
I could
what
definitely.
I don't like.
Yes,
That's
yes,
not
yes.
what's going on
It's
here.
true.
Yeah.
No, I could definitely tell you got more firmer with your boundaries and
Yeah.
just
You
being a
have
little bit
to.
more stern since
Yeah.
I originally met you, which was wow, almost
Yeah.
a
And
decade
I
ago.
was willy-nilly then.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
But
goodness.
you have to be. You
Yes,
have to
it's true.
be. If
You have
not,
to.
yeah.
Or people run you over. They will run you over.
I've been hit by Mack trucks. I'll hit.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah. I think we all have at least a couple times.
Yeah.
You know.
I think goddamn there comes with the territory.
Yeah,
Almost.
that is true. As you continue building Dying Breed Productions, which is the name of your production company, and you are expanding, what legacy do you wish to leave behind? As far as your storytelling, what would you like to leave behind with that?
I mean, you pretty much answered it in that question. Question. Dying Breed Productions. I call it Dying Breed because I feel like I'm one of the last individuals of storytelling, the art of storytelling. That's why I call it Dying Breed, because I feel like it's almost becoming a lost art, because now with productions, everything almost is so money based.
Yeah.
And you have independent creators, a lot of independent creators who are just creating to get the buck or just to be seen, and they leave out
Right.
storytelling and making quality.
Right.
So for me, that's what it's about for me. I always wanted to get into filmmaking, not for the bag, not for the money, or essentially, I don't want to say not for the recognition, because that's not true, because I do want to be recognized for my work.
Right.
But it's more so for the art. I've always wanted to make projects that make others feel how I felt going into seeing certain movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I want people to be able to escape in what I have and leave out feeling some kind of way.
Right.
Knowing that I told a proper story, my characters are fully developed, things of that magnitude. So for me, I want to be able to leave a legacy. I'm hoping to get to a legacy of people understanding my art and knowing that if Kenny is creating this, you can expect something phenomenal out of that project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because that's what you think of when I'm not comparing myself to certain individuals yet, but when you watch Christopher Nolan,
yeah,
you expect automatically.
Right.
You know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
People are waiting for the Odyssey to come out. It's sold out already. It doesn't come out until next year.
Right.
Spielberg trailer just dropped out of nowhere. One of my favorite directors. Spielberg is going to give you what he's going to give you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And I could only dream to be at a certain level of those individuals, but I at least know whatever capacity that I'm on, whatever level I reach, I still want to be able to tell my story the way that I,
experienced it.
and how I want people to view it.
Amazing. Well said, KP. Well said. Okay, so last but not least, so what can we expect next for KP in 2026?
Next, me and Brandon are going to start our podcast back up at the end of January.
Nice.
Movies and Models.
Yes.
Okay. Play Cousins comes out. We are also right now, we are doing a rom-com. We have a rom-com in pre-production, and a thriller. Yeah, that's what I was asking, if you do thrillers, because that's on our slate for next year for sure.
Yes.
We plan on doing at least 4 films, getting our podcast back going. And then we are also in connection right now with a company. I can't say too much yet, but we got some other stuff we're getting ready to do on the production end. That's going to kind of separate us from what everybody else is doing. So that's always our thing too. That's
Right.
always my thing. It's like figuring out new ways to keep leveling up.
Right.
And I think we're in a really good situation.
Found your niche.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so my last question is, if you could leave any future entrepreneurs or future inspiring creatives with any piece of advice, what would you say, KP? You can keep it short. Just to summarize it.
To summarize.
Somebody who's watching, somebody who wants to be in the industry, wants to tell a story.
How can I put it? Don't let others influence your decision making. if that makes sense.
Wow, that's a good one.
Because you can have a really good idea and you can really want to do something, and someone can kind of throw you off your rocker by giving their opinion, and you never do it.
Yeah.
Don't let others influence you to not go for what you want to go for.
Yeah.
Because it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've had to battle with myself at times when someone's like, man, don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to do that. And then I might hold back from shooting it. And now I'm at a point where I'm not listening to what you got going. Unless you are already doing some stuff. I'm like,
Right.
okay, that's a little different.
Right.
Because you know best. But just sometimes your peers, they don't know everything. They don't know everything.
That's true.
And it's not them being malicious. They just are giving their opinion. And it might not be the best opinion for you at that time. So please, you know, if you have an idea, if you have concepts, just do it.
Wow.
Just do it.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
You never know what can happen from there.
Just do it. I love that. Okay, so Kenny Pettis, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. That was quick.
Right? You know, was it quick?
Oh, that was quick.
You are a hot mess.
Goodness gracious. We got to start getting faster with our show. Dang.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure having you. You dropped a lot of gems, a lot of laughter, you know, per usual. You know.
Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays, you know. So
are you
excited.
Gonna be here?
I'm actually going back to Indiana. So I'm going.
It ain't nothing in Indiana.
Yeah. Well, that's near where you're from, KP.
Well,
right.
Still different.
It's like
y'all
2
got
hours.
Caitlin Clark.
Oh my god.
And that's it out there.
You know what? Anyway, so I'm going there for the holiday season. What about yourself?
I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm not. Is it snowing in Indiana?
It is. I actually want to see some snow. It's been a minute. You were just there, I feel like, right? Wouldn't you
I was not. I barely go back to Detroit. Sorry, Detroit, but I go there for a day. I'm like, damn, I got to get back to LA.
Yeah.
This is...
no.
This is real life. That's another thing, too.
It is real life.
LA is so different.
It's very different. It's like
it's like its own like world almost. And you go back home and you realize like, damn, it's real life happening over here.
True. It is true.
Friends is living, they doing real life things over
right.
there.
It's true. It's like we're on our own world in California. We say that all the time.
All the
like
time. They don't get it either.
Yeah, because it's sunny all year round, you know?
Sunny all year round.
People are creating.
Every day. There's something happening that you can do out here.
Yeah.
And then back in Detroit and Indiana, it's like people, they doing real work.
Yeah, exactly.
9 to 5. Back home, got their families.
Families, right. Yeah.
You know.
You ever see yourself going back?
To live?
Or just going back towards that life?
To that life?
Yeah.
No.
He like, Kevin's like, we have evolved.
No, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Like I don't understand how. I mean, I guess I can see how some people do go back to that, but like once you get a taste of like LA living,
it's true. Yeah.
And the dynamic, like what? I can't go back to that.
Yeah.
I'm friends with my childhood heroes. How can I do anything? You know what I mean?
I feel it. Yeah, I feel it.
All right, I'm gonna let you.
I love it. Well, you know what? Well, Kenny Pettis, everybody, thank you for joining us, KP. And that wraps it up, everybody, for Daisha Breedlove Presents. And I will see y'all next week with another inspirational guest and another inspirational episode. Ciao.